Hi all. Let's discuss neurodiverse and neurotypical terms. But first, I want to point out today we are only going to be learning about neurodiversity and two brackets within neurodiversity, which are attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and ASD, autism spectrum disorder. I have been struggling for a long time to understand the neurodiverse and neurotypical terms, so I thought today we would start learning about neurodiversity. Neurodiversity describes people whose brains are constantly working harder and different. Neurodiversity includes these terms, like I just said to you before: attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, autism, spectrum disorder, dyslexia, and dyspraxia. Okay. Let's just put a thought in my brain. ADHD is and can include people with ADHD can help the way they behave. This is often associated with their neurological differences. People with ADHD can't help their poor regulation or attention. You can't tell a person with ADHD to behave better or to hold in their emotions. A person with ADHD struggles with regulation of moods and emotions, requiring some adjustments. ADHD Australia actually says that most people with ADHD reliably recall information in the moment, so just randomly, to plan and problem solve, to self-reflect and self-monitor and self-soothe. All of these you can do your own research on. Over the next few weeks, I will be discussing more about these different topics. Again, if you'd like to, you are more than welcome to do your own little research, and I actually recommend it because I'm only getting these from specific websites. I'm not necessarily getting them from all the websites. So the ADHD one I got from adhdaustralia.org.au website, and the ASD that I'm about to talk to you about is actually facts from Health Direct. So again, you are more than welcome to do your own research. And if you have children with ASD or ADHD, or if yourself have ADHD or ASD, then these information might be helpful to you guys. ASD is and can include. ASD presents differently in boys and girls. ASD is not connected with a mental health problem or intellectual disability. I want to reiterate that again, or repeat it. ASD is not connected with a mental health problem or intellectual disability. However, people with mental health problems and or an intellectual disability can have ASD too. Now, I have mental health and very, very mild intellectual disability, so I am of that bracket, but that doesn't define me. Children and adults can have ASD. People with ASD can be highly intelligent. In saying that, there are 3 brackets. There's number 1, number 2, and number 3. I have number 1 ASD, which is the milder form of ASD. In saying that, it's the it is the most high functioning ASD. Number 2 and number 3 are in a different bracket, and because I don't have those ones, I am not going to talk to you today about them. I'm going to leave that for a different section so I can do more research, because again, people with ASD will present differently because we are each different individuals and we're uniquely made, which means that it's not possible for us to all have the same ASD. Just remember that. We do not all have the same ASD. An autistic person has a lot of strengths. My strength is talking to people once you get to know them. A very important thing to note is that most people with ASD may need to be tested twice. This is because some people with ASD are not always as noticeable as others. Your person or persons at the age of 2 or 3 may be showing characteristics associated with ASD. However, in my case, I had to be tested twice. I was tested when I was 8 because there was characteristics associated with ASD. Unfortunately, when I was 8, the statistics was mostly only for men and for children alike. I had the opportunity to be tested again for ASD when I was 24. And by the time I was 24, and now I'm 25, there has actually been more statistics for women and children alike. The statistics are now showing that women and children alike can have ASD as well as men and boys alike. How interesting is that? This is why women and children alike are now getting tested more regularly. There are always more statistics coming out every year. This makes testing for ASD in people easier. This does not mean that you won't get all the long questions from your assessors. I was in my assessment for about 5 hours. No joke. I was there and I'm like, I don't know how to answer these questions because I'd always mastered it my whole entire life. So I didn't know how to actually answer the questions. And I'm going to my support person. And she's like, I'm technically not meant to answer those because you should know them. And I'm like, I don't know them. That's okay. That's a pretty standard normal reaction to a long 5-hour test. But it does help the assessors to know the facts if they have all of the stats. I'm now encouraging you to do your own research. Once again, you can do your own research on this ASD topic. The information I have provided you are just only some of the ASD information. There is a lot to process for me and a lot to process for you guys. In my next video, I shall endeavour to continue on these topics. That's right. I was just thinking about how I had to say to you guys that I also have undiagnosed ADHD as well. And you would have just seen it when I nearly forgot what I was going to say to you guys. So I'll leave it here for today. And I hope to continue to talk to you next time on the next topic. I won't necessarily tell you what the topic is right now because I haven't started it yet. But when I do, I hope to talk to you soon. Shall see you sometime next week. Bye all. Bye for now.